That's the and that got me almost about to have my listing removed, because once you get a number of 2 and 3 star reviews, like Airbnb starts to look at that, you could be removed off the platform.
Am I really that much handle? Breaking these niggas down like a camera. You don't really to throw you up.
Hello guys, my name is Siren Ray. I'm the creatorpreneur, and every Friday I come with you with business tips and tricks on how to create or how to maintain your creative business. Today we are working on Airbnb tips because today is Friday. I am recording in my car because I really did not want to miss this video. I don't even have all my tools, but you know, you gotta get it done. Okay? So today's video is going to be a quick video. We're going to be talking about the 5 mistakes I made when I opened my first Airbnb. The 5 mistakes that I made when I opened my first Airbnb, so that way you don't make them. So without further ado, we're just going to jump right into this video. So the number 1 mistake that I made as an Airbnb host is having bad customer service. Now, I know you guys thinking, it's like, why would you think that you could be successful and have bad customer service? To me, it wasn't that I intentionally had bad customer service. It was that I took everything personal instead of looking at myself like a hotel, right? So what you want to do as an Airbnb host, like, take yourself out of the equation, especially with me, because I don't really I have a specialty brand. So I have love motel type themed Airbnbs for couples and stuff like that. I've created a brand around that, and I'm not the face of my brand. So most people don't know, unless you do your research, that I'm the owner of that franchise. Or, well, not franchise, I'm the owner of that, I guess you could call it a franchise. One day I might sell it, but you know, I'm the owner of, you know, that themed Airbnbs, right? The Philly Hottie House themed Airbnbs. Like, most people don't know unless you do your research, or if you happen to see me on the news or something like that, then you would know. But with that being said, I had to separate myself from the actual brand. So when people are speaking, they don't even see a picture of me, they don't see me, they don't see nothing. So I can't take it to heart and say, oh, this person's acting like this because I'm a young black girl. Oh, this person's acting like this because I'm from the inner city. Oh, this person's just trying to get over on me because such and such and such, right? You have to put yourself in the mindset of your customers, your clients, your guests would do this to any host. You get what I'm saying? You have to it would be anybody. It's not a personal attack, right? So when someone leaves your house super dirty, or when somebody breaks something, or when somebody's asking you a whole bunch of them questions, or trying to get over on you, trying to get some money and stuff like that, you cannot take it personally. You cannot be like, oh, how dare me, how dare they, or whatever. And that's what I was doing. I had to take myself out of that, right? So what I did was, and plus me being like a fire sign, a Leo, I tend to be a little bit spicy anyway. So before, I was just like kind of going off what I feel based off just addressing the situation. Like, I feel like you're being a terrible person. I feel like you're being unreasonable right now, right? I had to take I out of it, and I had to say, okay, they're being unreasonable, so how can I accommodate them? Because the best thing you can do is just accommodate them so they can get out. Like, it's accommodate to get out. Go arguing back and forth gonna cause you more issues, right? And if you can't do it, politely say you can't do it. A pro tip, I haven't made this video yet, but I'm going to make a video about how you can use ChatGPT to improve your Airbnb overall, like the listing, the customer service. I use ChatGPT for a lot of things in my Airbnb, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a video about that. But what I will say is, what I started doing is, when I had to reply back to a customer or something like that, and I kind of said the way that I would say it. Like, somebody might be like, oh, well, I want a refund because the sheets are these sheets have a stain on it, right? Mind you, they've been in the Airbnb for 3 days after that, right? So I'm like, okay, and the stain look fresh, like that. Like, people do stuff like that all the time. Like, they'll say they found a hair or whatever. It's like, it's 3 days into the stay, baby. Like, you ain't been finding that hair? How you know that's not your hair? I don't have people tell me like 2 days after they stay, like, the tub is dirty. How is the tub, like, so you telling me you didn't take a shower for 2 days? You get what I'm saying? Or they were saying like baking soda inside the oven. I don't even have baking soda inside my unit. I don't give my cleaners baking soda. So why is that? What do you mean? Like, people do certain things to get like some money back, especially with my units being as expensive as they are. Now, not always, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes, right? But I say that to say is what I started doing is I started replying however I would apply, and sometimes it could be a little rude, and I started to put that in chat GPT so it could tell me to say it in a better, more professional way. And I feel like a lot of times when I've been doing that kind of ceases the conversation. Like after that they don't have anything else to say, or they just like, okay, I accept it. Like, okay, I can't get a refund because it's noisy, because you're right, it is a unit that's downtown surrounded by 60 restaurants on a strip. Like, you get what I'm saying? So that does make sense, but sometimes it's the way you say stuff, right? So I've been using chat GPT to help me with my customer service. That's just a pro tip. The second thing that I did wrong was I hired a bad cleaner. You have to, like, a cleaner can make or break your business. I don't care how beautiful your Airbnb is, how beautiful your business is. If your cleaner is ass and your shit is dirty, like, people are not going to want to book. And I wouldn't want to book either. You get what I'm saying? They're not going to want to stay there. So I had hired a cleaner, and she was a nice cleaner and she was a cheap cleaner. So she was good for my pockets, but she wasn't good for my units because she would show up late. She would not get done cleaning on time and stuff like that. Like, she would always make excuses. Oh, this is super dirty this whole time. She showed up too late and stuff like that. So now I have to tell my guests, like, oh, can we get another half an hour? Can we get another hour? She would send her daughter to my units, and I didn't know she was sending her young daughter to my units, and her daughter wasn't cleaning the way she should be cleaning. And then by the time I actually realized, because I trusted her so much, right? That's why you need to be checking after them every single time. But it's been like a year now, so I started to trust her. I'm getting all these 2-star reviews for it being dirty. I'm like, why am I getting these 2-star reviews for it being dirty? Because not all the time is a guest going to say something to you, but they might just leave it in a review. So I'm looking at the reviews, and what made me look at them is somebody actually reached out to me one day and was like, oh, it's dirty in here. Like, the tub is literally clogged. I'm like, what do you mean? I just paid the cleaner. They sent me the pictures. I sent it to her. Then that's when I find out she been sending her young daughter the whole time. You get what I'm saying? She's not doing her job, and she apologizes like, this is not even up to my standards. I can't believe my daughter would do this. Why was your daughter there? Because I hired you. I didn't hire your daughter. So that's and that got me almost about to have my listing removed. Because once you get a number of 2- and 3-star reviews, like, Airbnb starts to look at that, and you could be removed off the platform, especially when it comes to cleanliness. So that was the second mistake I made. The third mistake I made may not seem like a big deal, but it is a big deal. Is the first type of bedding that I put on there did not work. So I ordered cheap, bulky bedding because I wanted to save money, and also, like, I didn't really do my research on what worked and what washed fast, and this really affected me because I have a theme unit, so I have to have colored blankets and colored sheets and stuff like that. And because I have colored stuff to go with the themes, you have to wash everything separately. So for a while I was buying these big bulky, like, comforters, and I would have a purple one, I would have a green one, I have a red one, not realizing that's what took the laundry longer to do. And then I would have all these different color sheets and all this stuff. So what I did was, in my new unit, in my new building, I do all white sheets. Even though I have to go through them like water, I just go ahead and buy me a 20-pack for $100 every quarter or whatever. So I have all white sheets, and then I have thin, they're not super thin, but they're warm, but they're not bulky. Like, I have thin knitted covers on all my beds now. I'm gonna put a picture here so you can see, so that way it's easy. Those are easier to wash, and they dry a lot faster than comforters, because comforters take all, like, you have to put the comforters in there, like, by themselves, whereas these thinner knit covers still get the job done, because remember, it's short-term rental anyway, so they're not going to be here for a long time. And with my theme unit, people stay like maybe 1 or 2 days. Sometimes I get 5 days, but 1 or 2 days, right? And I have extra blankets if needed, right? But they wash a lot faster, and I can throw them in there with towels and stuff like that, and it don't take more than 30 minutes, okay? So I actually cut my load down from 6 loads all the way to 3. So you want to make sure you're paying attention to your bedding. So either go with all one color, or make sure that the covers that you're using aren't as bulky and don't take as long to dry. Maybe looking to getting a duvet cover if you want to use a comforter and stuff like that, because a duvet cover is easier to wash. It's easier to wash and gets dry quicker, okay? The fourth thing that I did was no photo guides. So I used to text every single thing to them. So I used to just put, like, you know, in the messages, I used to just put everything, like, in writing and stuff like that. But the thing about that is, like, people don't necessarily read. Like, we tend to be more visual. So I started making photo guides, and I noticed that was a lot easier. So even when it comes to the guides that are in an actual Airbnb itself, I do a lot of visuals and a lot of visual pictures and stuff like that, so that way it's easier for them to understand what's going on, even if they don't read all the way through. And then when it comes to checkout, I have a visual guide. So it's a picture of the door, it's a picture of the outside door, it's a pictures of the stairs, like how to get to the whichever unit in the building they're trying to get to, a picture of what their actual apartment door is, and a picture of like how to, where the lock is and how to use the lock, so that way it's easier. And that keeps me from being like woken up at night and people asking me questions and stuff like that are already written and given to them, but people not going to read no long ass paragraph all the time. They just going to call you, and because they figure that's quicker, it might be late and they don't got time for all that. You get what I'm saying? So the photo guides has also helped me a lot. I'm going to put a picture right here of my photo guide that I usually send. Okay. And the last thing is not listening to feedback. So again, taking yourself out of your business. Like, stop being so emotional and stop taking it as a personal attack. Your business is a separate entity as you. So the biggest mistake I made, and that's why I put it at number 5, is because I was not listening to feedback. So when people was like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that, or you should do this, you should do that, I'm like, I should do this, I should do that. What do you mean I should do this, I should do that? Like, my stuff is perfect. This design perfect, but it's designed perfect to me, but not perfect to my customers and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? So if my customers are saying that they need more pots and pans and stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't really want to put pots and pans in there because I don't want you cooking, but then several people are saying, can you please put pots and pans in there? So now I started putting pots and pans in there because that's what they want. At the end of the day, they're spending their money. So although I really don't want people cooking in my Airbnb, I really don't, because people be frying chicken and stuff, and I got like special decorations on, and then the whole place smell like chicken. Like, that's just something I have to deal with. You get what I have to deal with, and I have to figure out how to keep it deodorized, which I have, instead of just being lazy and be like, oh, I don't really want to put nothing here so y'all can cook, right? So I have to listen to feedback because it makes it better, right? Because then I noticed once I start putting the pots and pans in there, I'm getting good reviews, like, oh, I was able to cook a nice meal for me and my husband, or me and my boyfriend. We had such a relaxing weekend and stuff like that. Because again, I have couple units, so they're probably wanting to cook because they want to stay in and enjoy the apartment, but I wasn't thinking like that because I'm thinking about my decorations. So that's what I say about taking yourself out of it and listen to the feedback. Okay, so yeah, so those are the 3 things, those are the 5 things I'm gonna run over really quickly. Bad customer service, hiring a bad cleaner, cheap bulky bidding, no photo guides, and not listening to feedback. But yeah, so these are the 5 mistakes that I made as a host, especially in my first year, and I do not make these mistakes anymore, and I don't want you to make them either. But again, my name is Siren Red. I'm the Creativepreneur. Every week I give you business tips and tricks on how to create or how to maintain your creative business, or I give you Airbnb tips every Friday. With that being said, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.